All right, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is to tune up. So I'm going to give you an open A that you can tune your bass to. And here's the harmonic. Okay, feel free to turn the DVD off and tune the rest of your bass to that note. And let's get started. First thing we need to do is to relax our hands. You always need to be very relaxed when you play. So I think we should stretch our hands out, take a few deep breaths, and we'll get ready to go. Here's a finger exercise that will help warm up your hands and give your fingers independence. So we'll take our left hand and we'll raise our first and our third finger, keeping the other two down. Then we put those two down and bring the other two up. It's harder than it looks. But when you can do it fast like that, you can impress your friends. Right? If you need to, when you start, you can kind of hold down your fingers. You can start learning to do it with your right hand. That's a good way to strengthen your fingers and get independence. Let's shake them out. And if at any time when you are playing or practicing and you're experiencing pain or tightness in your hands, then you definitely need to stop for a few minutes and stretch it out and make sure you don't hurt yourself. All right, let's get a nice big sound out of our bass. And the way we do that is using proper techniques. Now, to get a good sound with our right hand, what we do is we start at the very top of the string and pull our finger down and back towards the body of the bass and let the string vibrate. Let's try that with our second finger as well. On top of the string, pulling down and back and letting the string ring. Okay, let's try playing some whole notes with our first and second finger on all our open strings. Ready? Concentrate on getting a nice full tone, giving every string the same attack as the other one. And you really don't need to pull very hard. In fact, the harder you pull the string, the less tone you're going to get out of it. So get a nice and controlled attack on the strings. And let every note ring out right until the next one. Now let's do quarter notes on each string. Always thinking about a nice full round tone and letting the string sustain as long as possible. Sounds good? All right, now let's get our left hand involved. I see a lot of people pushing the strings sharp when they're playing, right? The way to overcome that is to think about when you're pushing down on the string, pretend you're squeezing your fingers together to your thumb, right? The only difference is there's a neck and a fretboard and fingers in the way. So when you're fingering a note, we're squeezing with the thumb and the fingers right through the neck. So here's an exercise that I use every time I play to warm up. And it uses a different finger for each different string. So we start with our first finger on the G on your E string. C sharp, G, C sharp, and then we move up a half a fret, half a step, D, G sharp, D, G sharp, and then we move our pinky to the A, C sharp, F, A, and we move that up a fret, B flat, F sharp, D, B flat. You can try that a couple times without a metronome until you get your hands used to the right fingerings. But then when you get used to it, I really suggest practicing with the metronome, because it will help you hear if you're speeding up or slowing down when you go from whole notes to half notes to quarters to sixteenths. So once you get familiar with that, you can move on to the next section, which is playing it along with the metronome. We're going to start with half notes, and then we're going to go to quarter notes on each string, and then quarter notes, one string per quarter note. We'll start with half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice long tones, holding out all the way to the beginning of the next tone. Making sure the attack is the same on each note. Now, 4 quarter notes on each string. Stretching out your hands and strengthening your fingers.